So welcome back everyone. Today we'll learn about a new chapter. It is about the flower, okay, and the several holes of the flowers and how they are responsible, how much they're important uh, for ourselves and also for the whole nature. Okay. So the flower, what is a flower? Flower is a specialized shoot in which the leaves are modified into floral structure. Okay. Flowers generally contain holes which are borne on the thalamus. So thalamus, it is a cup-like structure onto which the flowers are born. Flowers have so colorful flowers are there. If you just remember that China rose, which is more abundant in our nature, in our surroundings, and also the rose, that lotus, all those flowers, they have very bright colored. No, they are very bright colored. Those bright colored things are petals. Okay, in the next slides, we'll get to see that. So there are four whorls, means four parts, key parts of a flower. The first whorl is a green sepals or calyx. The second whorl, large brightly colored petals or corolla. Okay, petals. So what are they? First one is sepal and the second whorl is petals. Okay. Third holes is the androecium or the male reproductive part. In a flower, there can be male reproductive parts which produces spores. Okay, and then comes the fourth hole. It is the gynoecium. Okay, or the female reproductive part, which generally contain the ovules. Okay, I have just added some pictures in the latter half of this slide. You will get to see that. Definitions, very key definitions which are very much important for especially class 9. Okay, so complete flower, when all the four floral holes are present in a flower, it is called complete flower. So a flower in which all these four holes are present, that one is called as complete flowers. And on the contrary, the flower which won't have that all the four holes, they are incomplete flower. You can see here, when one or more floral holes is missing in a flower, it is termed as incomplete flower. Very easy. Okay. Bisexual flower. Bisexual means two sexes are present in a single flower. A flower in which both male and female parts are present is called as bisexual flower or hermaphrodite. Okay, there is one spelling, the typing mistakes has occurred. Okay, just beg your pardon for that. It is hermaphrodite. Okay, and D was misplaced. Like a China rose have both the two floral parts, the male androecium and the female gynoecium there. So it's a bisexual flower. Unisexual flower, a flower in which only one reproductive hole is present, is called as unisexual flower, like sweet corn and grass. Okay. Essential holes and non-essential holes. This definition is very much important. Essential means which are absolutely needed, absolutely responsible for something. The holes, floral holes, which are directly responsible with reproduction. So what is the need? The need is reproduction. Okay, reproduction is the need. So the floral holes which are directly responsible with reproduction are called essential or reproductive holes of a flower. Example, androecium, the male reproductive part, and gynoecium, the female reproductive part. Non-essential holes, the floral holes which are not directly involved in reproduction but either provide protection or make the flower more attractive for pollination. Pollination is a very important phenomenon which is very important for us. So the function of non-essential holes are protection and to make the flower more attractive for pollination. These are non-essential holes. Okay. Examples are sepals or petals. I know that you are thinking about how they looks. So the diagram will come. This is a pictorial diagram, though I have the original picture also of a flower. So you can see here it's a complete flower. These are the receptacles or the thalamus, the cup-like structure on which all these holes are being arranged. These are first holes, this sepals or calyx, okay, green colored. As they're green in colored means they have that photosynthetic pigment and they can do photosynthesis. These are the bright blue colored petals or corolla. Okay, this was the second hole. The third hole is androecium. This one, two, three, four. Let me mark here. This is one, two, three, four. The four holes are there. These are the male parts. You can see stamen or androecium is there. Androecium is the male reproductive part of the flower. Okay, and on this side is the gynoecium or the female reproductive part. This one, this is the female reproductive part. This big one, only single in color. This is the inside it. There is the ovule. You can see this is the ovule, and this whole structure is the ovary. Okay, ovule is decided or is being locked inside the ovary. Okay, so receptacles, or this is the thalamus, ovule, sepals, petals, stamens, and androecium and gynoecium. Okay, so here is the actual diagram. I've just taken one fresh that this is which color? Pale orange colored China rose. This green color one at the back is your sepals. I have written in green colored. Okay, this particular portion is your sepals. So you can also take one flower from your garden or from backyards, and you can also look into that. Okay, so these things will be much more lively in front of your eyes. So this green color is the sepals. So what is the function of the sepals? These are in your syllabus. You need to learn about them. The sepals or their synonyms is calyx. Okay, you know, one. These sepals are five. If you just look into that and tear them out, there are five sepals. All together, they are called calyx. Okay, sepals protect the flower in bud stage. When the flower is very small, these sepals used to protect them. Sepals being green in color manufacture food for the plants. As I have already told, as they are green in color, they have photosynthetic pigment, and you know photosynthesis produces food for the plants. Okay. Next comes corolla or petals. Look, it's so bright colored. There are how many petals? Let me count it for you. One, two, three, four, and five. Five petals are there. This is a China rose. So these are the petals. Okay, this is a stigma, this big tube-like structure that comes from inside, and there are five head, one, two, three, four, five. Okay, so this is the corolla. So function: due to bright and showy colors, corolla attracts the insects for pollination. In the bud stage, corolla protects the inner essential organs. Okay, so these are two functions. You can also write them down in your copy. Now, the androecium or the stamens. This is a particular stamen. It have two portion. One is anther and one is filament. I have drawn it for you. Here you can see very in a very small place. Okay, due to unable to zoom, but it is the actual uh, androecium or a part of that filament and anther here. Okay, it is the actual one, and here I have drawn one. This stick, that stick like thing, it is your filament, and this is your anther. Okay, inside it there are the pollen sacs. I have just made them pollen grains, so many inside. If you tear them up, the pollen grains will come out. Okay, the male reproductive part of flower is composed of a bilobed anther. This anther is actually bilobed, unable to draw here. Okay, and filament. Each lobe of anther contains two pollen sacs. Pollen sacs contain powdery granule structure. Okay, very important. Powdery granule structure. How the pollen grains looks like? They are powder-like things. Okay, granular. They are the pollen grains. What are the pollen grains? Male gametes develop inside the pollen grains. Okay, these flowers, they do the sexual reproduction. You know, when it comes that gametes, that male and female parts to different sexes, we call it as sexual reproduction. So male gametes develops inside these pollen grains. Okay. Function of various plural parts. In this portion, you can see carpels or gynoecium. So androecium, the other name of androecium is stamens. The other name of gynoecium is carpel. Okay, carpel has three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. In bright red color, I have marked them: stigma, style, and ovary. The hairy stigma catches the pollen grain. You can see the stigma. I cannot zoom it out, but in real life, they're quite feathery. These yellow colored heads. Okay, at this corner, these heads, they are quite feathery. Feathery means they're hairy. They actually catches, they attracts that pollen grains, the powdery pollen grains. Okay, so carpel has three parts: stigma, style, and ovary. The five heads I have mentioned here because five heads are there. The hairy stigma catches the pollen grains. The style connects the stigma to the ovary. This is the stigma and this is the ovary. This is the main chamber, okay, where all the function happens. So this style, through this style, the gametes, the male gametes come down to this ovary. The ovary is the safe house of the ovules or female gametes where fertilization takes place. Okay, so why it is so important? This fertilization will come into reading for you, and also the pollination. You know, all the foods, all the fruits that we take, it's all the result of uh, one process known as pollination. Okay, and fertilization also. So you need to know where is the ovary and where is the style and where is the stigma. Okay, very necessary. So that's it. These are the parts of your flower, four holes, their functions, and you need to remember all of them. Okay. Then comes one thing, inflorescence, new term for you. What is inflorescence? If the definition goes by, inflorescence refers to the manner of arrangement of flowers on floral axis. Means, look, the manner of arrangement means how the flower has been arranged. You can see in this particular a stick if a plant, you can see the location of the flower, 1 2 3 4 on side. Now you see in this 1 2 3, they are obliterate. Now one is at this side and another one is another side. So look, all these four have different manner of arrangement. This arrangement is totally different from this one. This arrangement is totally different from this one. Okay, all of them are different. Here is another one. This is a simplified diagram, and these are the different inflorescence patterns. In the higher class, you will get to learn about them. Okay, so look, all the arrangement of flowers are different. So this is also a structure. This is also a character to identify different flowers when you go about the scientific study, more detailed study about them. Okay, so just for your knowledge, you need to know what is the definition of inflorescence. Okay, inflorescence refers to the manner of arrangement of flowers on floral axis. Placentation, the ovules remains attached to a placenta. The arrangement of placenta within the ovary is called placentation. So what is placentation? In very simple one-liner you can answer, the arrangement of placenta within the ovary is called placentation. Okay. So these are various type of placentation. You can see very dots like structure. These white colored thing, these are the ovules. There is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Here is one. This is the ovule. Okay. Sorry, just a second. So this particular one in the middle, this is the ovule, and this is the ovary. And you can see this white color structure. This is the placenta. Now look this one. They're all different. Look at this one. The arrangement of placenta. This placenta is totally different from this one. This placenta is totally different from this one. These are the ovules, and this is the ovary. So this attachment in the middle, this is the placenta, which attaches the ovary with the ovule. Okay, so that's it. The placenta is the ovules remains attached to a placenta. So the placenta helps the ovules to get attached with the ovary. Okay, so that's the placentation, and that's all for you. Some points to remember. You need to learn them, very necessary for you. Androecium, corolla, calyx, gynoecium, inflorescence and placentation. Androecium, the male part of the flower, corolla, calyx, gynoecium, inflorescence, placentation. You need to know the definition of all these four and keep revising them. Okay, so take care. Okay, see you soon.